Terms and conditions. Legal notice. The publisher has strived to be accurate and completed as possible in the creation of this report, notwithstanding the fact that B does not warranted or represent at any time that your content within are accurate due to the rapidly changing nature of the internet. While all attempts have been made to verify information provided in this publication, the publisher assumes no responsibility for errors, omissions, or interpretation of the subject matter herein. Any perceived slight of specific person, people, or organizations or unintentionally. In practical advice book, like anything else in life, there are no guarantors of income made. Readers are cautioned to rely on their own judgment about their individual circumstances to act accordingly. This book is not intended for use as a source of legal business, accounting, or financial advice. All readers are advised to seek service of competent professional in legal, business, accounting, and finance field. You are encouraged to print this book for easy reading. Table of content. Forward Chapter 1. PPC basis. Chapter 2. Determine your target market. Chapter 3. Choose reputable PPC providers. Chapter 4. Determine what PPC provider has the best future for your campaign. Chapter 5. Learn how to use the filter tool at the PPC provider. Chapter 6. Do extensive keyword research. Chapter 7. Set a budget and stick to it. Chapter 8. Make sure you have great content when someone does click. Chapter 9. You have to follow up. Warping up. Forward. Targeting your customer with pay per click in can very stressful process because of the delicate connotation affiliated to it. This delicate phase involves clear understanding of the seasonal sentiment of the viewing message. There is also a need to consider the sometime trend setting and movement of the what is popular at the moment. Get everything you need to know here. PPC Arsenal. How to boost your use Chapter 1. PPC Basis. Synopsis. Harness the power of the PPC through understanding it is what is the topic is all about. The buying cycle of the views in the main contribution to the PPC as for the most part in including research, shop and purchase. Therefore, the search market should the segment the effort and subsequent keyword to base the research on each phase of the buying cycle. This may sometime essentially need to have the wider range of keyword, but this does not necessarily means the immediately conversion to PPC. The basis. In order to optimize the PPC style or harassing a larger percentage of contributing views, the task of improving or creating a good landing page which is of high quality should be considered. There should also be effort to have discussion for performance related camping which is able to draw the attention of the prospect to create ideal PPC circumstance. Choose a search engine player that is create to this PPC use in something to consider too. Although it may differ slightly where the advertising listing or ranking based on a delay spending budget on receivable click and not just DD amount. Setting a budget for the PPC will allow the individual to better gauge it is effectiveness, and the budget management tools can be initiated automatically once it runs its course. Using the PPC to direct traffic to the website is when the advertiser pay website owner when the is clicked on. For some, the PPC has proven to be quite a lucrative way of making some impressive revenue earning platform. Chapter 2, Determining Your Target Market. Synopsis. This is very important as it will eventually ensure that fund used will not be wasted. It is an important factor to consider when it comes to understanding the target audience that is most likely to prefer the individual's product or service, and then focus the PPC on this segment. Recognizing the right target market of the intended business endeavor will minimize budget allocation, thus giving the individual a better profit margin. Your market. Ensuring the target market is considered through each step of the PPC campaign is first done through the keyword choosing exercise. This keyword campaign should include a good mixture of the brand building and perhaps that will eventually be able to convert views into being more committed. Although random keyword can still draw traffic to the site through the PPC, this commonly does not convert the view into being more committed, thus the needed to better define the target audience. Ad creation is also another important element in the PPC tools as the what will interest a visitor and cause them to be part of the traffic driven to site. The more informative content placed within the ad, the better the draw. All the will help to tailor the ad to create the desired PPC for the business. Seasonal target campaign are more likely to create the PPC, and this should also be explored for it is possible merits. Because the target market ensure better cost effective measure, the idea of having the most effective and accountable tool is often acknowledged within the PPC platform. This is evident when the competitor are paying much more of the same result gained from the PPC tools. In some way, this can also be looked upon as a rather transparent and measurable option to choose from when compared to the other tools that are available. Chapter 3. Choose reputable PPC providers. Synopsis. PPC is very beneficial tool for advertising and marketing as it enables the individual to get the site ranked almost immediately through the related search. Perhaps that in turn drive traffic in the form of targeted visitors. These visitors are going to convert for site visitor of contributing once in the term of the community commitment to making a purchase of anything else that is a revenue earning. Choose well. There is always a possibility of losing money through the live management of the PPC advertising campaign, those finding or using only reputable provider or importance. Reputable PPC providers ideally have all the expertise that is needed to set up and manage all aspects of the campaign to optimize the PPC style of marketing. This is an important feature as it will ensure that the marketing budget weight is not abused, exploited, even worse wasted. The PCC can also effectively contribute to the conversion rated being consistently high. Most high quality PPC provider will ensure that they get the specification from the host and attain the best possible result from the chosen advertisement posted. Exercising effective key perhaps search is also another function of a good PPC providers as the two will contribute to converting traffic into clients. Doing some personal research for a reputable PPC provider is also encouraged. This can be done through inquiring or looking into current customer base of the provider target. Choosing a PPC provider that can address problem as they rise in the also important, as one of the more popular ones would include the click fraud, which can be quite rampant. Thus, the after sales service of the company picket should be appropriate, considerate, and evaluate of service providing capacity. The company chosen should also be able to fine tune or making necessary adjustment to ensure optimum. Chapter 4. Determine what PPC provider has the best future for your camping. Synopsis. Picking the best PPC provider that has the best future for a camping to best suit the individual is not a task that should be taken lightly, and as such a few important elements should be taken into consideration. What do you get? As the PPC camping is one of the most highly targeted advertising available, many individuals tend to make the mistake of not properly leveraging these ads for the best result. One of the features that is very important to PPC camping is the use of keywords. This keyword chosen to target the intended audience in the pivotal in it attracting the traffic to site, and such should be done with some consideration. If the PPC provider is able to make use negative keyword to help directly more traffic due to the specific and placement, this will ensure the increasing rate of the click through CTR and conversation will be also of appearing of fewer non-interested searches. The negative keyword can help to hone the placement, and good suggestion for such word to element it can be found the various places of which the PPC provider should be savvy about. The deal PPC provider should also be able to promote the brand elsewhere and reserve all non-branded ads, as they eventually diluted the value of the non-search brand ads by not letting the prospect choose the brand ads. The provider should also recommend a generic keyword that allow the ads to run the brand that ensure any recognitions. Recognition. PPC provider should also be able to ensure that the visitor does more than just browse the home page. Once the visitor enters the site, everything should be done to ensure that easy access to the material throughout the site, as this should is goal of the actually campaign basis. Chapter 5. Learn how to use the filter tools at the PPC provider. Synopsis. In order to be able to use their filter tools at the any PPC provider to get optimum result, one has to first determine the region of the PPC choice made first. One of the most important elements of the PPC basis lies in the keyword research done. The tools. As with any initially business venture, the effort made to outline the camping goals usually takes some precedence in the clear indication of the actual idea. Important and specific questions should be asked and answered in the area. This many include examples such as is the ad content about selling a product, generating leads of the business, encouraging free trial, and so on. Once there are categorical address, then the filter tool suitable can be identified through the PPC provider. Using the Excel spreadsheet tools can prove it is value if the managing of the PPC camping is done properly. As Excel is and already know usable tools managing PPC campaign, the understanding of it is important to filter out words and phrase that would best suit the intentions of the site featuring the product or service would be adequately made. Using the keyword tools that yield a lot of data on the current and more popular suggestion of keyword is also another filter tool that assists greatly in keeping the PPC provider choosing performing optimal. Major research search engines such as Google and Amazon has access in the huge amount of data they can provide on the keyword people use in their search on the regular of daily basis. Filtering the keyword that are going to cost in term in unwanted click is also another point that should be considered through the filter process. This is to ensure the click that acquire are actually going to the convert into positive and committed interest in the site rather than random click that will eventually yield nothing out cost the host. Chapter 6. Do extensive keyword research. Synopsis. In order to successfully optimizing the PPC scenario, the keyword search exercise should ideally be not only extensive but also done in a forced style. The fundamentally of the PPC lies in the keyword choose and the encouraging the offer mentioned action. The various search engine consider the identifying and optimizing of the specific word chosen to be featured in order to garner the intended pieces essential to the basis campaign. The right keyword. However, it should not be taken off guaranteed that the process of filtering and choosing the keyword are easy and manageable process as in the most case it does prove it quite challenging. Understanding the process involved in the keyword search and recognizing the ones that will have the highest yield is worth some essentially focus. Learning how to research keyword would including the continuous discovery process of quality target friendly keyword opportunity. This would essentially facilitate a more competitivity advantage for better PPC. Talking on the process of converting the effect and continuous keyword chosen to ensure the research done yield some positive action, the next priority. The keyword search should ideally be a supporting element which is part of the overall search marketing effort to ensure the keyword actually lead to the profit intended of the business endeavors through the possessing. Using other tools that provide assistance such as word stream, Google keyword research to will make the researching a better profit driving exercise of maximizing the words chosen. Organizing them into list and evaluating the individual performance will help to ensure the non-performing ones the element. Exclusive keyword research, keyword data you can act on and keyword when you need them are all different platforms that provide the core benefit to ensure the best keyword are identified to suit the proposed intent for the PPC optimizes action. Chapter 7. Set a budget and stick to it. Synopsis. PPC search spreading can be quite a challenge to decide in a specific as it is an increasing fast pace market generating revenue. Based on a latest statistic, the PPC has generating a substantial amount of revenue to the internet marketing platform. Watch your money. Budgeting for PPC difficult but not impossible simple because the pricing is mainly set based on the keyword bids which is very constant and fluctuate constantly. One way of creating a budget is to estimate one by calculating the percentage of revenue drive it from the online presence and then base it on that calculated percentage. Some research engines such as Google have budget optimizer for AdWords which are generally designed to help advertisers receive it the highest number of clicks within the budget allotted. However, this does not in any way help in achieving any positioning within the discounting exercise. There is also useful cost per click which work on monthly budget or the automate cost per click version which allows for automatically adjustment. Periodic reviewing of the budget which are established at the one set of the PPC tool exercise is done to ensure the conversation and profit balance but ideally and bring the desired revenue. The budget should be based on the effectiveness of creating the revenue from the PPC. However, all the budgeting tips and designing suitable choice will not be useful if it not kept consistent and there are too many adjustments made without proper and careful consideration. There is also the need to stick to the budget laid out until otherwise proven to be in, ineffective. Therefore, problems such as insufficient spent fund, overspending, seasonal change, and optimize ROI BI budgeting allocation should not be the cause of any derailment of the budget allotted as those points should have been adequately considered before the PPC was launched. Chapter 8. Make sure you have great content when someone does click. Synopsis. Research has shown that is currently the quickest way to spread target view to the interesting website which effectively cut the testing phase down considerable. Content is king. However, in marketing, the choose to use PPC, all the fact figures should be undisturbed. Understood that informed choice can be made while limiting the possibility of failure. Creating great content is the most important failure to including the exercise of designing the site. However, the other supporting elements should also be locked in to facilitate the actual step that will create the platform for the visitor finally being able to view the site content. Attract the target buyer that with the keyword that should ideally appear on the URL. This is an often overlooked fact, although most individually spend a considerable amount of time picking the best and most suitable keyword that create the relation and attraction point to the site. They fail to include this as a clearly displayed feature on the URL. Those viewing the initial ads will be able to the see URL and this should cause them to want to explore further into the related topic. After this step is successful taken, the content of page must be able to match the ad budget of viewer to the site in the first place. Keeping the content interesting and full of informative tidbit will encouraging the view to the also recommend the site other thereby effectively creating the other revenue earning click for the site. The landing page should contain the information that was promised at the art placement as the PPC method is used to access the material. Chapter 9. You have to follow up. Synopsis. While PPC is definitely proven to be good tools to use the qualitative direct traffic to a site where the eventual desired result of increasing interest and creating revenue is evident, there should ideally also be some follow-up exercise to ensure optimum result are garnered. Stay in touch. Running PPC campaign without keeping track of its progress and any change of periodical will cause the PPC campaign to become either no longer useful or redundant altogether. Consider objectives such as a branding change, prospect, and other need is constant follow-up exercise to keep them relevant to the market sentiment of the time. Things to avoid should include all of the following: one camping fits all target audience, multiple camping for a single product, duplicating keyword across all camping, and not having the appropriate measuring tools for performance and monitoring the accounts. The follow-up process should include conversation tracking, which will give the host an idea of the performance level in the chosen campaigns. Churning out this feedback should include impressive details such as a full report on the amount of PPC, interactive result from the PPC, and actually conversation rate managed. Once this information is established, some form of follow-up exercise should be set in place to ensure the interesting parties of assured of the service touted at the site. The follow-up exercise should also include keeping the viewer happy with the eventually purchase made and address any shortcoming. Follow-up exercise can also provide beneficial information that will help to make necessary adjustment where needed. This follow-up phase should ideally be done periodically whether or not the PPC campaign is going well or properly. The follow-up campaign can also act as a learning curve whereby valuable lesson can be learned and mistake can be corrected. Burping off. Using the PPC to attract participative traffic to a site is very important in the quietest to the notice and get some serious revenue coming in. You now have the tools and knowledge to get you on your way.